to my YouTube channel. I'm Jody. I'm a personal finance coach and blogger over at abundanceofjoe.com. Today I will be talking to you about how to calculate your net worth. So the first thing you may be wondering is, what is net worth? What does that even mean? You hear it all the time in the media. Well, a net worth is basically your assets minus your liabilities. Now, before we get into calculating your personal net worth, I want to define a few terms. There are some things that you may need to understand. So, what are assets and what are liabilities? Well, an asset is basically anything that you own that has a monetary value attached to it. And it's usually broken down into two main areas. One, a liquid asset, and two, an illiquid asset. What is a liquid asset? A liquid asset is cash, whether it's cash that you have in your savings account or even under your mattress, or cash that you have in the money market account. Anything that's cash is basically your liquid asset. What is an illiquid asset? Now, an illiquid asset is anything that you own that cannot be immediately turned into cash. So it could be property, it could be your house, and it could also be your car. It could also be art. Anything that you have that cannot immediately turn into cash. That's an illiquid asset. Now, the next definition that I want you to understand is a liability. What is a liability? A liability is anything that you owe. So it could be your credit card debt, it could be your student loan debt. Anything that you owe is seen as your liability. Now, let's get into the actual act of calculating your net worth. So I want you to first of all make a list of all your assets. So if you have a car, make a list of that asset and how much it actually is valued at. So if you have a car and it's valued at $2,000, make note of that. Make note of any money you have in your savings account, in your money management account, anything that you have that's classified as an asset in the previously mentioned definitions that I gave you. Make a list of all of that and then determine how much money each of your asset is actually worth. Now, the next thing that you need to do is make a list of all your liabilities. Write down everything that you owe. If you owe debt on your credit card, if you have student loan debt, if you owe money from a payday loan, write down each amount that you have. Now, in one thing I want to note with an asset is around a house. Now, a house mortgage can be seen as a liability, but you want to make note of the equity that is in your house. So if you have a mortgage of $400,000, for example, but the equity of your house is valued at $600,000, make a note of that. Try and figure out, or go online and figure out how much is your house actually valued at, and make a note of the actual value of your house under your asset list, not your liabilities, because your equity is what you will determine to be an asset, or an equity is what we call an asset, or equity is what we call an asset. So make a note of all of your assets, make a note of all of your liabilities. Then you need to add up all your assets and all your liabilities, and when you get to those two numbers, subtract your liabilities from your assets. Now, if you have a positive number after you've done that subtraction and you have a positive number, then that means that you have a positive net worth. That's good news. It means that you have more assets than liabilities, so you own more things than you actually owe more things. So that's a good thing. If you have a negative net worth and a negative number after you've added up your assets and your liabilities and you subtract your liabilities from your assets, it means you have a negative net worth, but don't panic, don't fret. It's a good sign for you to figure out how you need to become on a positive net worth side. So what do you need to do here? Well, there are a few things that you can do. You can pay down debt, or you can focus on building more assets. Understanding your net worth is a very good exercise because it allows you to see your financial situation. I don't want you to take a negative net worth, and if you have a negative net worth, I do not want you to worry and to fret. I just want you to focus on making it positive. Once again, focus on building assets or focusing on paying down your liabilities. if you have a lot of credit card debt or any debt that has a very high interest rate, focus on attacking that first. Now, there are methods in which you can focus on paying down debt, and we'll provide more in another video, but those are the two things I want you to do first. Build more assets and focus on paying down your debts. So that's the easy way of calculating your net worth. It's a very easy exercise. It can be an exercise that requires a lot of work because you have to calculate all the assets that you have and all your liabilities, but it's worth it. So tell me, have you calculated your net worth? What did you find, and how do you plan on either improving your net worth or even making it better? Let me know in the comments. And also check out all the resources that we have in the description box below. And if you like this video, you love the content, and you like to learn more, check out my other videos that I talk about how to save money and also how to build wealth. And remember to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and get more information like this, and share with all your friends. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope you're able to build wealth today. Thank you.
Telling me to dance, taking a chance.